Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to week number 20 of me drawing every day for a year. Let's get into it. Here's the first spread. Peter, my sister's dog. I was house sitting for her, pet sitting, and father sitting a bit. And I always like to sketch Peter and my sister's cats. They're really, Peter more so than the cats, but Peter's quite sedentary, so he's a good model to sketch. The cats, on the other hand, are a bit different. They're a little frisky and running all over the place, so it's a bit more difficult. But here's my first sketch of Peter for that weekend. A junk. I had this great image in my head. I was going to call it Suburban Still Life. It was just like a lot of items on their coffee table, but it didn't work out. And so it was just another exercise in my mind to try to get things and to get a still life down on paper, which didn't work out in real life, but now that I know that, I could move on. This is my father. He has quite the morning or quite the ritual during the day. He's a man of habit, so you could always count on him to sort of do certain things at exactly the same time of day. In the morning, he likes to do his word finder puzzles over breakfast. So this was me sketching him while he shifted around a bit. I kind of like that duality in image, and I might translate that into a painting. I always say that. But a sketchbook is a great breeding ground for ideas, and this is one of those ideas of like multiple images in one space. Again, this is Peter. He's getting up there in age, so he sleeps a lot, which is great for me. This was a food court drawing. I love food courts because people are either nailed to their phones or eating, so they're fairly sedentary and they don't move much, and it's a great opportunity for me to sketch them. And I still have to work on these kind of weird angular chairs at all these tables that food courts tend to install these days. Like I mentioned in a previous video, I'm part of a daily challenge Facebook page, and they put up reference photos every day, and this was one such reference in one of their backlogged albums, and that image says it all. It's a man with great character, so I had to draw his face. This was a Subway sketch. I kind of like the duality of these two different drawing styles. There was a subscriber in last week's video that commented, ArtLE4S, I believe. Shout out to you, ArtLE4S. What's the difference between drawing at home from reference photo and drawing in real life? Well, I think this spread kind of epitomizes the difference, at least for me. On a subway, context is everything. You're trying to put together the essential elements of the person you're sketching, because for me, I don't know when their next stop is, so I'm trying to get the pertinent information down, so I'm not nailed down to drawing every bit of detail evenly throughout the image. So I'm only getting the essentials. So the hands, I really like the sort of intertwined fingers, and the face. That's basically it for me when I drew this image. This particular image was from a photo reference, and you could see, hopefully, that every element is pretty much equally weighed, drawn here. There's no difference in detail from the glasses to the eyes to the mouth to the ears to the hair. So to me, beyond it being a really interesting image, how I convey that image was kind of boring. Every line is equal, every element within that drawing is equal, so for me this image was a lot more successful. Another sleeping man on the subway, and my cat Kimchi. It just so happened that I caught a man sleeping on the subway, and when I drew Kimchi, she was sleeping as well, and it was, as Bob Ross says, a happy accident that happened here on this particular spread. These two faces again were from that Facebook daily drawing group. Again, interesting faces. I kind of like the contrast between old and young, female and male. And again, for me, when I'm drawing from a reference photo, again, this is another question that came up from ArtLE4S. It's like, what's the difference when I'm drawing from photo or from real life? Well, from photo, for me at least, it's more about improving my hand-eye coordination. It's about trying to copy that image as best I could and as accurately as I could. And for me, that's it. That's where my mindset is right now when I draw my sketchbook from a photo. And the last image, the last drawing for this week 20 is a man on the subway. I really like whenever I find a person sleeping on the subway, especially when they're laid out across 3 chairs. This particular man, of course, didn't give a damn, and I was like, damn it, that's a great pose. So fortunately there was an empty seat across from him, and it took me quite a few stops actually to get this man down. I really like this drawing, and I think this is the best drawing that I did for week number 20. It captures what I like about sketching. It's fast, it's concentrated on certain elements of this figure, and that's it. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I will be back for week number 21 next week. I hope you have a great week this week around. Too many weeks in that sentence. Anyways, thank you for joining me, and goodbye for now.